Hello and welcome to the latest Greater Birmingham Chambers of Commerce Q&A. And today, as part of our ongoing work around the Clean Air Zone, which is starting in Birmingham this June, we're going to be talking about workplace travel plans. And I'm delighted to be joined by Councillor Waseem Zaffar, MBE, who is the Cabinet Member for Transport and Environment at Birmingham City Council. Councillor, great to have you with us. Thanks for coming on the Q&A.
Paul, it's always my pleasure to do these sessions with you, and I want to thank you and the Chamber for the amazing support you continue to give us.
Well, and the journey towards the Clean Air Zone, has gone on for a number of years now. And I must say that the sort of the drive from yourself and colleagues at the council has been very impressive. And at the Chamber, we work really, really closely together. In fact, we've won awards for our partnership work, which I think is testament to how important it is for everybody to make sure that we land the Clean Air Zone properly, and that it doesn't unfairly disadvantage businesses, because that's not the point of it at all. It's to clean up the air in the city, and who wouldn't want that? And I think it's absolutely commendable the sort of the approach that the council have taken under your leadership with this. But just to kick us off, I mean, what's the latest with the Clean Air Zone and the timeframes and sort of moving towards the launch in the summer?
Yes, Paul. So the government-mandated Clean Air Zone is due to be launched on the 1st of June this year. Obviously, there's been a couple of delays. We were due to launch last January, then last summer, but because of the pandemic, we asked the government to hold fire on the launch. So currently, all our mitigations and exemption packages are available. Strongly encourage those listening in, whether you work for a business, whether you live in the Clean Air Zone area, whether you're a business, to visit the brumbreeds.co.uk website and take advantage of the financial incentives and the exemptions that are in place, because we co-designed these together. I think if anybody wants an example of how partnership work has really come together for the benefit of the wider city, they need to look at how the Chamber of Commerce and the Council have worked together with a number of other partners to co-design and co-produce these mitigation and exemptions, which we think will go a long way in supporting many in the city. It's a challenging policy. It's probably the one policy that's given me more sleepless nights than anything else, and I know I'll have more sleepless nights, but it's absolutely the right policy moving forward. We need to reverse health inequalities in our city, and part of that is getting to legally compliant levels of air quality within the city. And we want to go further than that. We want to get to safe levels in every single neighborhood in the city. So this is a start, and there's a lot more to come.
And you said there's an awful lot of information that can be found on the websites, and we'll put all of the links alongside this video, so those who are watching can find that, and details in there about some of the financial support and eligibility criteria. So really would urge everyone to look at that. And in terms of the launch date, so this is it, yeah, 1st of June, absolutely, it's going live. And I think that's an important message, isn't it? Because people don't want to get caught unawares and thinking, oh, it's always happening sort of further down the line. It's the 1st of June, and we're going to be into this new sort of period, this new era, I guess, for those driving in and out of the city.
Absolutely. The 1st of June 2021 is what we've agreed with government. There were some requests to launch it a lot earlier, but I think the way that it's panned out with the pandemic, the 1st of June is the earliest that we could have launched it. But we're really encouraging everybody to take advantage of the financial incentives and the exemptions, because they will go a long way in helping. And also encouraging people to check whether their vehicles are actually compliant or not, because 3/4 of the vehicles that go through the Clean Air Zone area are compliant, and those individuals will not be impacted by the Clean Air Zone. It's 1/4 of the vehicles which are currently non-compliant, and a lot of those will benefit from the financial incentives. So we give them some help towards improving their journeys to cleaner, greener journeys, and there's also the exemption. So I'd really encourage everyone to take advantage of the offers that we've got available.
No, absolutely. And another thing that we want to sort of focus on, and it's important to try to get the message out, is around the sort of workplace travel plans and what businesses can do around that. So, I mean, just give us a little sort of sense on workplace travel plans, what they are, why they're important for businesses.
So we've been encouraging businesses and organizations right across our city to develop these travel plans. And ultimately, they're about benefiting everybody in terms of our efforts for cleaner air, healthier people, and a better, more sustainable city. And ultimately what they do is travel plans work with businesses to ensure that their customers, their employees, their partners, and visitors to their premises are taking advantage of more sustainable and cleaner journeys to their place. And there's a whole way of looking at this. Travel plans can work with employees to see if more can walk and cycle or use public transport to their place of work. We also work as a council and Transport West Midlands with these organisations in looking at their current fleet. Does the fleet need upgrading? We review their operations and look at what changes can be made that support our joint efforts for cleaner air within the city.
Yeah, so the Clean Air Zone is one very obvious initiative, and one that everyone will be talking about for obvious reasons. But yeah, travel planning and doing so effectively sort of behind the scenes is a great way of making sure that you're not just being compliant, but are actually starting to think further and think more smartly as a business, and hopefully to the benefit of your workforce. And I think done well, being able to offer a range of initiatives, it can be another great way to support staff attraction and retention, because I think more and more people are aware of the importance of going green, and they want to be working somewhere where that matters as well.
We know, Paul, that when you've got a healthier workforce, productivity increases, sickness levels reduced too. So there's a lot of benefits. And a healthier workforce obviously is a healthier city, less health inequalities in our city too. So it's a collective, I think, effort which will bring about a lot of benefits.
Yeah. And I know that at the council you've been working with some big institutions in and around the city on effective travel plans. I mean, I know that you're very involved over at Sandwell and West Birmingham NHS Trust, and they've really taken a lead on this, as of National Express, who I know you do an awful lot with. I mean, maybe give us a few examples of what those organisations have been doing around travel plans.
Yeah, I think National Express, West Birmingham and Sandwell NHS Trust, the University of Birmingham, they've all been looking at working very closely with the Council, Transport for West Midlands, and other agencies are looking at developing travel plans. Just looking at the University of Birmingham, which has got 35,000 students and 8,000 staff within its within their institution, and currently 78% of their students walk or cycle to school, to their university, to the various schools that they've got within the university. And that clearly shows, they've got a very high level of people who access sustainable transport. It's about how we can take that even further. And I know that National Express, who are again a big employer, one of the Chamber's patrons, an organisation that I work really closely with, they run approximately 90% of the buses here in the West Midlands, have a massive workforce. And we've done some very good work with them to look at how we can support their staff and their staff's journeys to garages, how we can support them to ensure that those journeys are sustainable, green journeys, whether it's walking, cycling, public transport. So it's basically supporting the organisation and its staff and its visitors to ensure that we're looking at all the operations and how they can green up those particular journeys for mutual benefit.
And I mean, National Express, you and I were on an electric bus in the autumn, weren't we, last year? And I know National Express have been making great strides with their fleet, and I think they've already bought their last sort of diesel bus. I think that's a thing of the past now, very much, and the upgrades that they're making to the fleet, really shows an organisation leading by example, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and it's been a hugely difficult time for the bus industry right across the country, and all those involved in public transport right across the country during this pandemic. But when we published the Birmingham bus statement in September, we just wanted to send a message to our colleagues in the bus industry to say, you are really, really important to us. You're really important to our future. And as you say, when me and you were back there, when they launched their electric buses on the 6th route between Birmingham and Solihull, that was a very special day for us as a city and as a region. And when they said that they bought their last diesel bus, again, that is really, really important, in particular in our efforts to tackle those huge environmental challenges that we've got in our city, region, and country as well. So it's really important that we come together to support organisations such as NX.
Yeah, and obviously we touched on a few of the big anchor institutions or employers in the city there, and for smaller businesses, travel planning is still vitally important, isn't it? It isn't something that you've got to, you know, say, oh, everyone else should be doing it, but it doesn't apply to us. It really can apply to everybody. And I know that there's the sort of Modeshift Stars accreditation is a brilliant initiative, which is all fully funded, so it's free for businesses to use in Birmingham, that can help advise and guide businesses how to sort of get smarter with their travel planning. I mean, tell us a little bit around that and your views on it.
Yeah, it's Modeshift Stars is a brilliant national program. As you say, it's fully funded, so it's free, and it's coordinated here in Birmingham between the council and Transport for West Midlands, who try and provide as much support as possible. We've got I think approximately 240, 250 Birmingham schools signed up to it. There's over 60 businesses have also signed up to this, and it's a very simple tool that again helps you understand what your present challenges are and how you can overcome those challenges in terms of sustainable transport for yourself, for your businesses, for your employees, for your visitors and your customers. So I really encourage people to go online and have a look at that. It's a very, very simple way of developing a travel plan for for particularly SME businesses. I know the schools have done really, really well, and every year we have an annual event where we celebrate the achievements of schools in the Modeshift Star Awards, the different levels of accreditation that the schools get depending on the work that they do with school community. So I really encourage businesses to have a look at that. Modeshift Stars is something that they can really benefit from, and it's a very simple tool that each business can use across the country.
Yeah, absolutely endorse that. And again, we'll make sure that all of the links to Modeshift Stars that people can access those. And we also recently did a sort of a webinar. We were joined by Steve and your colleague, and representatives from Modeshift, and we'll make sure that again that's all linked to, so that businesses can tap into that and get the help and the support that's on offer. So I guess just to sort of wrap up, I mean, what are your any concerns or challenges in the next 3 months before the clean air zone goes live? You know, you talk about those sleepless nights. What will you be keeping you awake as we build up to the rollout and the go live date?
I think the key thing for me, Paul, is to see as many people as possible benefit from the financial incentives and the exemptions I was talking about earlier. The last thing I want is people who can benefit from them and who should have been benefiting from them, but come 1st of June, they haven't accessed that extra bit of funding or that extra short-term exemption that can really help them. So for me, please go on our website, brumbreeds.co.uk, have a look at the different offers available, tell your staff about them, because there's some incentives which are dedicated to staff. If you're in the taxi community, have a look at the different incentives. We've rolled out a slight amendment, which I know many taxi drivers, Hackney carriage drivers have been really happy about, which increases the £5,000 help towards not just electric vehicles, but now Euro 6 and Euro 6 diesel and Euro 4 petrol vehicles too. So have a look at that, apply for it. We've got a team of people who are processing these applications as quickly as possible to get the money out to those organizations. And I know there's a lot of businesses who've been hit really badly during COVID. Despite the support, they're still struggling, and their recovery is going to be really important for us. So at the same time, I hope that this extra bit of funding will help them prepare for the launch of the Clean Air Zone on the 1st of June.
Yeah, no, just to sort of repeat, there is a lot of information, a lot of support out there, and I think it's something that we're all urging businesses and every individual to make sure that they get up to speed, so they're not caught unawares and really understand what this is about. It's quite often we make the point, it's not a congestion charge, it's a clean air charge, and so it's knowing, is your vehicle compliant? The statistics you highlighted earlier, those 75% of vehicles are compliant. So it's understanding where you personally sit. We know what's happening more generally in the drive towards electric vehicles, towards sort of greener business and ways of living in general. And I think that it's very admirable again that Birmingham is at the forefront of that, and we've got lots to do. And as we sort of say, we'll continue to have be a part of the conversation, make sure that the dialogue is there, and sort of working with businesses and our business community to ensure this lands effectively, and also that going forward, then the business community is a part of the ongoing conversation. But Councillor, thank you so much for joining us for the Q&A. Much appreciated as always.
My pleasure, Paul. Thank you again.